The children, I should tell you, this is the part where I talk for a while to everyone. So, but we'll have some singing as we go along too. So you can help me sing, okay? My mom. Housekeeping. All right. Mysteries, yes. It is good to read that poem now and then in Unitarian Universalist spaces. UUs have a tendency to be people of the open mind when the ideas are rational and scientific. As a longtime scientist, I appreciate that. I want facts. I want to know the details about how grass is chewed and digested and metabolized by lambs, right? I want the scientific explanation. I want to know why grass isn't a source of nutrition for cats or foxes. Yet, no matter how many facts we have, isn't it wonderful to simply marvel sometimes at the miracle that is a frisky lamb or a field of grass waving in the breeze under a sky full of clouds that look like, but aren't, sheep? We can look to evolution of human societies and child development, I suppose, to understand the need for social bonds among humans and between parents and children. But does that really explain love? Does it really explain how you can meet someone and just know that you're going to be friends forever? Does it explain how sometimes we feel called to sacrifice so much for the well-being of another person or another idea? The religious stories of the season have been handed down for hundreds and thousands of years. In the beginning, they weren't shared in books or by email. They were shared by oral tradition, by storytelling. And people still gather to tell them. Every year at Passover, Jewish people gather at a dinner called a Passover Seder to tell the story of Moses and Pharaoh and the Exodus from Israel. Together, they remember their ancestors' bondage and liberation, or being freed, and what that means to them today. Each year, Christians attend church to hear the story of Jesus' life and death and to celebrate the hope in the story of his resurrection. Each year, Muslims gather to pray and renew their commitment to living a good life. These stories can help people learn about their lives and how they should interact with others. Every one of them, and most every other religion in the world, includes some form of what we call the golden rule, right? Which can be expressed as treat others the way you would like to be treated. That's a good rule, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. And all of these traditions at their core have a message of generosity and compassion. I'm reminded of a favorite song of mine, which is, "From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live." Unfortunately, there are some closed-minded followers of these religions and of all religions that interpret those stories as a way to judge people as better than others and to justify treating people really badly. The wars and conflicts in the world attest to that. And this is a kind of interpretation and belief that we must constantly work against so that we maintain our open minds and loving hearts and helping hands. Yet today, April 17th, millions of Christians and Jews and Muslims are thinking of kindness and compassion and praying for peace and justice. and we UUs join them, each in our own way. Unitarian minister Norbert Chopik also believed that people of different religious beliefs could and should live together in peace and mutual care. Norbert created the flower ceremony or flower communion that we are going to practice this morning. Norbert Chopik was born in 1870, so a while ago, in the country of Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic. He was raised Catholic, a form of Christianity, because Catholicism was the only choice he had. But he kept questioning his beliefs, searching for his own truth and meaning in life, and started preaching that people should be able to choose their religion rather than have their country tell them what to believe. Now that got him into trouble in Czechoslovakia, so he headed to the United States. As his beliefs continued to shift, he and his wife, Maya, became Unitarians. And when World War I ended, they went back to his country to found a Unitarian church that within 20 years grew to have like 3,200 members. That's huge. Can you imagine? Now, Norbert wanted to create a ritual that represented faith and belonging for people with a wide variety of beliefs and backgrounds. He found inspiration in nature. One spring day in 1923, almost 100 years ago, he asked for the people in his congregation to each bring a single flower the next Sunday. He told them any kind would do, whatever strikes your fancy. And you can see here we have a tremendous variety. Okay? So the next Sunday, all the people came with all kinds of beautiful, colorful flowers. They put them in vases in front of the church, just like we have done. And Norbert told them, these flowers are like ourselves. Different colors and different shapes and different sizes, each needing different kinds of care, but each beautiful and each important and special in its own way. Then the people each chose a different flower from the vases to take home with them as a reminder of the gifts we share. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Norbert Chopik had a vision for a church where people of different beliefs could live and work together to make the world a better place, and where they could together work for peace and unity. This vision once again got Norbert in trouble, this time with the Nazis, and he died in a concentration camp in World War II. But his commitment to liberty and religious freedom lives on, and it has been passed on to us in this congregation and to Unitarian Universalists the world over. And so we too celebrate the flower communion. We celebrate beauty in the midst of an imperfect world. We celebrate the gathering of our individual strengths and gifts, which give us the power to make a difference. I believe that together, our prayers and thoughts and actions for peace and justice can make a difference. They will make a difference, especially when combined with like-minded religious and spiritual and humanist folks from around the world. We are, after all, connected in an interdependent web of mutual care, where our humanity, our differences, and our similarities are valued. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I Together we share, and from this we live. Let us embrace this mystery of interconnectedness and love with joy and with responsibility. May it be so. Amen. And now, as we listen to some music, feel free to move your body, to stretch, maybe like the flowers growing in the sun, or to dance like blossoms in the breeze, or just to sit quietly and listen. Thank you, Brian. That was wonderful. Before we begin the flower communion, let's add flowers to represent those who are on Zoom today. Tricia, do you have a list for me? There are 6. Can you give me their names? Just name them for me. And oh, where'd my bucket of flowers go? Hang on. It's a good thing this is a small sanctuary. What I'm going to do is add a flower for each of the people on Zoom so that they add to our beautiful bouquet that represents this congregation and those gathered today. Will you add them? Yeah, I'll name them. So we need a flower for Al. There's room in the middle here too. And for Carol. And for Anita. And for Kaylin. All kinds of roses. And for Phyllis. And for Christina. Oh. And one for Crystal Argo. Beautiful. And I will say that there are other people, of course, in this congregation who don't have a flower here, but we hold them in our bouquet as well. I want to start by offering these words of Norbert Chopik to consecrate or bless the flowers. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. Amen.